Good evening everyone and welcome to this session on S1 English and Media. My name is Mrs Waterfall and I am the Principal Teacher for English and Media for S1, S2 and S3. During this presentation it's my intention to share with you what our curriculum looks like in the English department for our S1 pupils, but what I'll also be sharing with you are some of our extracurricular activities that we also have going on in the department and some strategies that you can put in place to support your young person at home. Here at Ladbroke High School, we very much believe as an English department that English is a crucial core subject to every young person, not only at Ladbroke High but across the country, and that by developing those confident literacy skills will increase opportunities for individuals in all aspects of life, including long-term learning but also in the workplace as well. And I think something that the English department are very, very passionate about and believe very, very strongly in is that all pupils must leave school with a competent level of literacy, regardless of the destination that they are entering into. Onto the curriculum then. So our S1 and S2 pupils will visit us in the English department 4 times a week. So that normally takes the form of 1 double period and 2 single periods with their English teacher. For some classes, they will study a novel or a drama text or poetry, so there's an exposure there to different types of literature, but something that we feel very, very strongly about at Ladbroke High School is developing our pupils' basic literacy skills such as spelling and grammar, but also their vocabulary as well is very, very important, not only to our subject but across the curriculum. You'll see on the screen in front of you that there are a number of different learning approaches and different experiences within the classroom that we try to embed here in the English department, such as debating. We have the introduction of media. We are a very media heavy school, particularly in the senior phase, but we're trying to embed that within our BGE curriculum as well. There's also things like filmmaking in there as well. But I suppose ultimately what we're trying to do is to really foster a passion for the subject, a passion for reading, a passion for literature and ultimately a passion for media, should that be an interest of our young people as well. Over the course of S1 then, our pupils will complete 8 big pieces of assessed work, and on the screen in front of you, you can see the S1 minimum course requirements. So our S1s will complete 2 extended writing pieces, and that can be either a creative piece, a short story if they're very imaginative, or a factual piece. Quite often that takes the form of a piece of persuasive writing. They will also complete 1 critical essay, so it's 3 essays over the course of the year. 1 critical essay which will either be on a book, a poem, a drama or a media text, and then they will have 2 assessments towards the end of the year as well. One of those is a reading for UAE assessment, or what I'm sure you and I would know as comprehension or close reading. There is also a literacy assessment towards the end of the year as well. On top of that, our pupils will complete 2 homework booklets at different points in the year as well, and then finally there is either a group discussion or a solo talk, and what all of these pieces of work contribute towards is our pupils being exposed to those 4 different significant aspects of learning: reading, writing, talking and listening. I've popped our progression pathway up on the screen for you, so all of our S1 BGE English pupils tend to be working at around about level 3 of the experiences and outcomes, with a view to an S2 that they start to move into those lower 4th levels. By the end of S3, we would like to hope that the majority of pupils are reaching those upper 4th levels of experiences and outcomes, so that when they enter into S4, they are ready to sit their National 5 English exam. For some pupils that's not always the case. Sometimes they need an extra year, and at that point they would sit their National 4 in S4 instead of National 5. The common pathway for our S5 pupils is that if they have sat and passed their National 5 in S4, that they'll then sit and hopefully pass their higher when they are in S5. But if any of our pupils have sat National 4 in S4, they will then complete their National 5 a year later in S5. Finally then, in their last year of school, I know that S6 seems like a very, very long time away. They will either complete advanced higher if they choose it, or they will complete their higher English if they sat their S5, their National 5 in S5. So I suppose what this shows you is that we have a real depth to our curriculum. We have a real pathway for pupils to stay with us in the English faculty from S1 all the way through to S6. But we do also have a real breadth in our curriculum as well. Probably more important so as pupils move into S2, where they can pick a wider achievement opportunity. So in S2, pupils will choose a wider achievement opportunity, or what you might hear them call a WAO, and that is for 2 periods a week, and it focuses on a really niche aspect of a subject. So the WAOs that we run at the moment are a creative writing WAO. We also run a literacy through film WAO, where pupils will watch films, but we'll also build their basic literacy skills as well through things like review writing. And there's also a psychology WAO as well, where pupils will receive a National 4 Mental Health Award at the end. So all of our WAOs that we offer here at Larbert High School all end with a qualification, a unit at the end of it, and what they all do is focus on a different aspect of our curriculum, whether that be English through creative writing, whether that be media through our literacy through film WAO, or be that psychology through our psychology WAO, to give pupils a taster of what these subjects are like before they enter into the senior phase. How can you help your child with English then? This is a really common question that we get asked as English teachers year on year. So I've popped a checklist on the screen for you that if you are looking to support your young person with English, if they find it tricky or they're struggling, or if you're just looking to give a wee bit of additional support, there are lots of things that you can do in order to support that. And I think that the most important way in order to do that is for you to really try and create a healthy reading environment at home. So that may take the form of having access to reading materials in the house. That could be newspapers or magazines, or having a library card in the house, ensuring that your house has one tech-free zone or room for peaceful distraction for reading or study, ensuring that your house has at least one positive reading role model. So if you're looking for your young person to read a wee bit more, it's important for them to see that you are reading too. And then finally, in our house, we read. That it is a collective thing, that you're all doing it together, and it's a kind of shared journey in terms of reading, and that's something that can be really, really powerful. We have lots of clubs and wider experiences and opportunities within the English faculty, and I would really encourage your child to speak to their English teacher about those. We have our library committee, we have our reading ambassadors, we run a film club, there's a comic club, a manga club. We have in the past had a Harry Potter Order of the Phoenix club, we run a reading cafe, and there are a number of different creative writing competitions that many of our pupils enter into as well. So like I say, encourage your child to speak to their English teacher about any of these opportunities if it's something that you feel they could be interested in. That has been a bit of a whistle-stop tour then in terms of S1 English, our curriculum, our extracurricular and wider opportunities as well, alongside ways in which you can support your young person at home with English. I have popped my email address up on the screen for you. Like I say, my name is Mrs Waterfall. I'm the Acting PT of English and Media. So if you do have any questions about our curriculum or any of our clubs, or any other ways in which you feel that you need a bit of help to support your young person, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Thank you.